lot.
Thanks, man.
Don't mess up, Neeshat.
I will try not to.
You blew it.
Okay, dude, this is officially the Neeshat episode. So, welcome Neeshat, man.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. It's a little overdue. We first tried to get you out here like 4 months ago, I want to say, but we even like booked everything. It was all locked in, but then like a blizzard came and prevented us from actually getting together. But here we are.
I mean, we're here now. That's what matters.
Better late than never, dude. Yep. In June, summertime, everything's smooth. So awesome. Well, let's I guess just start with some introductions, man. Tell us just a little bit about who you are and how you got into the industry, and give you the floor a little bit.
Question. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am.
You don't know who you are
company.
yet.
I'm
That's
Neeshat.
deep. Dude, this got way deeper than I expected. He doesn't know who he is.
21.
You don't know who you are? That's probably right.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Discord admin.
No, but as far
reseller.
I guess I wouldn't say you're not like I can't say, hey, this is Neeshat, owner of X, Y, and Z. You're just I'd say pretty relevant in our world, in our sneaker Twitter, sneaker Discord world. When did you? Let me ask you a more pointed question. When did you first get into reselling and how?
I started reselling around like Beluga V2s. It was like my freshman year of college around there. And then I just got in it because I saw like all like the cooler kids, like they were just wearing like all this Supreme Yeezys and stuff. I was like, that looked interesting. And then everyone's like, the girls would have like a conversation started. Oh, that's a nice BOGOs thing. And they would know what BOGOs are because I'm from New York City. Okay. So they know, oh, that's a nice Supreme shirt, like whatever. And I'll just be there with like a random polo shirt. No one's like, oh, you have a nice polo shirt. Right. So I was like, okay, let me just try to get into this. And then I started with the Beluga V2s, got like 3 pairs in it. I resold it. I was like, okay, made $600 off this. This is pretty good.
Yeah.
I was
like,
a
bot?
Nah, it was all
just
manual. Yeah, I didn't even know what botting was back then.
Yeah.
I mean, all I knew was like A and B.
Yeah.
That's what like my regular friends use.
Yeah.
It was just A and B and like Y cop back then. So I just went manual, got 3 pairs, told my mom I made 600. And she was like, okay. She gave me a credit card to start using on releases.
There you
go.
Just
started running it up right after.
Nice.
Pretty much it. And then after that, I got my first bot, Dash, around for Witherspoons, and hit another 3 pairs. And then Vapor Maxes, the Off-Whites, hit 3 pairs. So I was like, okay, this is like a pretty good thing. Yeah. And like, I didn't know anything. I was just running like local host, didn't know what a proxy was.
Had probably a few hard cards you were running.
Yeah. Literally just hitting, and then I was like, okay, this might be a pretty good like side thing to do. Yeah. So I was like, okay, let me just start getting into this more. And then I made a Twitter, saw all these people shouting out Shoeplex, and at Shoeplex was like $100 a month. I was like, people are paying $100 a month for information. I was like, there's no way, this has to be like a scam or something. Right. And then I get into it, and this was when like Sneakers Pass was like popping in New York City. They would get like the Sneakers Passes 5 minutes before JTH Super Bowl information. Jeez. When they had it, they had that like 30 minutes before, and I was like, okay, maybe the $100 a month isn't a scam. Yeah. I'll probably make it back or 3x it, whatever in that month. Started joining there. Was a little general kid for a little bit in the general chat, saying stupid stuff in there. Yeah. Got to know the owner, Ben. He hates me now because of some stuff we said. Yeah. And then, pretty much that. And then got introduced to like AM Notify, and then the rest is history. And then I met you from there, and then
That's awesome, man. That's exciting. And one of the things that stuck out to me when you were going through that was like almost everyone I know that's into botting or reselling, like they had a friend that was integral and kind of showing them the ropes, introducing them into it. But from what you're saying, it was kind of just like, hey, the girls aren't paying attention to me. I need a box logo. I'm gonna start going for this stuff. That's kind of how it was. Really just independently you started looking into it.
Exactly. I was like,
that's
okay,
cool.
I need some money, a conversation starter, and it looked cool. I was like, I need different clothes. That's
awesome. No, that's cool, man. That's really and you got in at an awesome time too, when bots were like efficiently demolishing Shopify. Even before we started here, those like the Union Jordans that we have up in the background, you were saying, man, these are so easy to hit. Like virtually they shipped every order. It was just a matter of like a Shopify bot that could get you through queue. That was before any checkout protection on Shopify. Vince, isn't that wasn't that one of your first drops that you ran?
That was one of my first ones.
Okay.
I think I ran PD. It did awful. I was just thinking, contrast that with what it is now on these exclusive shoes.
Oh yeah.
Like on my man ears, you're not botting.
No.
Yeah.
And no one's hitting 100 pairs
like,
with
what,
the bot.
2.5 years?
Mm-hmm. And it's not night and day, frankly.
I mean, you could have hit 100 pairs then. It was just NSB and Cyber just eating it up.
That's crazy.
I remember because guys hit a bunch, and then they released them like a week later on the site again or something.
Yeah.
On Union site.
Yeah.
They did like 2 drops.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
But everyone was like, they're going to cancel all
just,
those. And they didn't.
The first drop was just sitting through queue. So it's like you just sat through queue. And everyone thought they oversold. There's like maybe like 60K pairs probably dropped on it. And everyone just thought they would brick, but then next 2 months later they're $1,000,
and now even more. They're at the moon now.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Another thing too. So yeah, you had mentioned we met each other in another group a couple years back. AM Notify. It's funny, man. I was looking back. You know how like you have the Twitter Analytics API or like the hub where you can go back and look at analytics for individual tweets or months or weeks or whatever. I was digging through that a couple weeks ago, and I saw Neeshat was like my 35th follower on Twitter and whatnot.
That's cool.
I knew him super early, man. He was like one of the first dudes that kind of like befriended me and vice versa. I was in that group AM Notify, and I remember the drop too specifically because it was one of the first ones that I really had like great success on, which was it was the original Sakai vapor waffles.
Yeah, the waffles.
Yeah, the 2 different colorways dropped on Net-a-Porter.
I
And
remember that.
I used the kick station, and I hit like a huge clip, like 25 of them. And I posted success, and Neeshat DM'd me and was like, hey man, like, how'd you do that? Could you help me out with this? And I did. I was just like, oh sure, man, like A, B, C, D. Yeah. And then he's like, dude, thanks so much. Wait, are you paying for this group? Okay, here, let me see if I can get you like a support role. There's whatever. And that's literally how it started. Neeshat put in a good word for me as a support staff in that group a while back. First one, really to like befriend me, honestly, in the industry.
I saw the vision early.
He did. Yeah, Neeshat saw the vision early, dude. Yeah, it's crazy, man. You and we've been boys since, honestly. Like right when we started GFNF, you were in the day one, literally. And I consider you
until you kicked me, so now it says I joined a couple months ago.
That's true. I did kick you for a meme a couple months ago, and now the join date's screwed up. So I'm sorry about that.
Shit.
And everyone's like, who's this guy just talking shit in general?
Right.
He just knew.
Did Net-a-Porter work again after that? I don't think so.
I think
they did something different.
I think Net-a-Porter, like we hit the vapor the Blazers, and then there was a couple other drops, like a couple Jordan 1s.
I was trying to do it too,
but
and
then
they did something.
Do you remember when Nike clipped the international shipping?
That's like recent. Yeah.
That is when Net-a-Porter stopped shipping to the US, which is when I believe, and this is just my assumption, but I assume that's when the Kickstation guys stopped putting. They could have made some security changes too, but maybe that's when the Kickstation guys stopped putting all the time and effort into upholding that module. It's because if their customer base can't even get the stuff to ship to their, to the US, then what's the real point?
Net-a-Porter was pretty big during that stage with the Sakai waffles.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of people just didn't know about it. There was no one posting it.
Yep.
And I think you were the only one posting success. So I was like, how's this dude hitting 20 pairs? Like, I have this bot. I'm like, I'm not hitting anything. So I just DM'd
A lot of groups didn't post like the link, the early link, or something you needed, product ID or whatever.
It was the product ID, and then like. Man, I still remember it was a really weird website, but basically they would like block every ATC request, but then like once they unblock the ATC request, then you could know that they were gonna drop like pretty soon.
Right. Yeah.
So what I would do was I would have to sit there and I'd start tasks, test 1, 2 at a time. Every couple minutes, so as to not get my proxies banned, like my main pool, and then whenever they weren't blocking the ATC request, and I'm like, okay, this shit's about to go down. And then I would like basically have everything ready to start all. And then once I saw the first checkout come through in like the TKS checkout log, that's when I would start all tasks, and it worked. It was sick.
They actually dropped those Chateau Rouges, those mids.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
The US, but they were charging like
200
or something.
Which in hindsight, it's
Which
like, who
now,
cares?
Yeah, but yeah, they definitely ship those U.S. They're
I
just
remember that.
expensive.
Neeshat, so another thing too, you've got some good perspectives. Like, you're from New York City. A lot of like sneaker Twitter in general is NYC, Chicago.
That's like where the main resale culture is. Everything's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
New York City gets everything.
You get everything, exactly.
everything.
So I feel like you have like some perspectives even day to day as a New York City reseller that we don't. I mean, I personally, I don't have, I've never had any type of like flight club or consignment. I've never been able to hit like a real sneakers pass for a hype shoe, anything like that. So yeah, I guess what are some of just, I don't know, I'll give you the floor.
NYC reselling is a jungle.
Yeah,
A
competitive
literary
as hell.
jungle. Everyone knows about Lee.
Yep.
And he has goons, and there's other goons who stay on the line, just ruin it up. And it's like, do you want to get the shoes, or do you want to like get in a fight? And like, I'm skinny and small, so like, I don't.
Oh,
want to get in
like
a fight.
These guys they'll like fight you like that
They
for real?
don't care.
That's crazy.
They'll ruin the whole line. Cops will show up. They'll be there, just bum rush the line.
No way.
Yeah, it's literally a jungle. So it's like whoever's like the most goons like just gets the shoes first, or like if you have the connection with the in-store, just come back later, they'll hook you up.
Right.
And sometimes if you're calm, like the store like will notice, and they're like, oh yeah, okay, just come back after, we're not doing it, releasing it now, the cops shut it down, just come back later. And then NYC reselling is pretty crazy with that. And then I mean, there's a lot of loops in the stores, but you have to know a lot of people, because like the in-store reselling is way different from like sneaker Twitter reselling, Discord reselling. Yeah, it's like that's like a whole different culture. That's like a part of like the Instagram resellers, and like it's pretty much the Instagram resellers and like the old heads
are a big part of the NYC. Yeah, a lot of the like OG sneaker heads are
they don't know how to work a computer.
Yeah, right. Like,
you think
so they put all their resources to the in-store releases.
Yeah, a 40-year-old's not gonna know what a proxy is, or like how to start tasks.
Yeah,
like they're just.
But he just knows everybody.
Yeah, it's like it's like social skills. Like they're most social. They'll talk to the people,
Well, they remembered not having StockX.
Yeah,
they were just selling shoes local
and on Facebook.
Getting them local, selling them local.
Yeah.
So do you find yourself going to a lot of lineups and sneaker releases?
I used to, because it was like so much better. But I mean, with COVID, I stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, sneakers in stores usually easier, because of like there was like bot issues and stuff like that back then. It's like every time a meta change happens, I just go in store and get my pairs.
Right.
It's just not really worth it. It's cheaper. There's no expenses. There's no proxy expenses. No server expenses. No
Makes
bot
sense.
expenses. Just
profit is like you're in the green, other than your time or whatnot.
I might make minimum wage by standing on a line, but it's whatever. It's money.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good without like all the extra headaches, other than like staying on the line.
That's cool. What about like retail products in store in New York? So what I mean by that is like sports cards, Intex pools last summer, stuff like that. Are you procuring those items in store in New York, or not really?
I try to. It's the same thing. NYC's, if anything sells, they're there.
They're
they're vultures.
Right.
They bum rush the targets. You guys see the videos on the targets, but those are like in like Minnesota or like something. So just imagine like a New York City jungle.
Or Jersey probably.
Yeah.
Gets
What
crazy.
about graphics cards? Do you guys have like micro centers or like?
There's a couple micro centers, but it's not like crazy. It's like, no one's, cause they're like random. So like, and they're like all like computer guys, so they don't like talk to like the loopers and stuff. Now, like, they try to like hook up by like the actual computer guys more, so they stay away from the reselling.
Gotcha.
But like the retail cards, it's like Target workers. They don't care.
Right.
They're just trying to sell the product.
Yeah.
You give the Target worker $20. Here's the whole shipment.
Right.
Yeah.
Because backdooring is a huge part of the culture, the resale culture in New York. Yeah.
You can make way more money in backdooring than whatever the store is paying you at minimum wage.
Of course.
Minimum wage is like 11, 15. Okay, yeah. Here's a 200. You just give some dude that.
Just text me what time the box gets there.
Exactly.
Here's $500. Yeah, it's a no-brainer for a lot of people. So what about like Intex specifically when you're flipping pools? Were you doing that? Were you doing that local?
I was doing that very locally.
Yeah.
In front of my house. Probably not
in
a good
front,
idea.
like you had a stand
No,
set
no,
up
no,
in
no.
front of your
So
house.
Very
I
local.
live in an
right out
apartment
my
building.
door.
I was doing as local as possible,
Stacked
out of my
every day.
front door.
Yeah. So I'd list them on Facebook, and I was just, they're big pools. So like,
Yeah.
just come to my house and then take it. But I live in an apartment building, so I'll just go from, they'll be here, go downstairs, take the pool, load it in the car, done.
Yeah.
Easily. But I had a lot of bad experiences with that.
D-
So I stay away from.
What are some of you stay away from bringing people to your front door?
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
There was a couple of times. There was this one time I got ran up by a middle-aged lady.
Okay.
She had a hole in her thing, so I was like, no refunds.
Gosh.
I'm not Walmart. I don't care.
Yeah.
Go. I sold it in front of my apartment building, right?
Okay.
She has to get buzzed in to get in my building, right?
Okay.
So somehow she got in the building, and then she doesn't know what apartment I got in, right? So she starts banging on my door.
No way.
Yeah, randomly, because I blocked her on Facebook and everything. 'Cause I was like, call Walmart, right? Because I gave her the receipts, just take it from there.
Right.
Starts banging on my door. So I just run to the other room and then tell my mom to deal with it.
Are
'Cause
you-
I'm not dealing with that lady. So I just tell my
Oh
mom.
my
What did your mom
God.
say?
My mom called me an idiot. She like, my mom's like crazy too. So like, she told the lady like, just here, call Walmart. And
Yeah.
they're like, cause I was like small. It's like I'm a small kid compared to like all that lady.
Yeah.
So it's like, if there's like two like women talking, they're like, figure out a thing. She'll not try to like baby me into like giving her a refund.
Yeah.
So like if it's like another adult talking,
She
like,
could maybe
okay.
like talk her off the ledge or
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
And
That's hilarious.
yeah.
That's
and,
really funny. So what? And the lady ended up leaving.
yeah.
without getting her
nothing.
refund?
I'm not giving her a refund. I have a no refund policy. at
Did,
Neeshat.
did anyone else ever ask for the refunds
so
on
it's
pools?
New York City. So like, there's idiots that put it in like the front porch or the backyard, sorry, and there's like squirrels and raccoons just like eat it up.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's holes and stuff, right? They try to tell me for a refund. I'm like, okay, block.
Right.
I'm not giving you a refund.
Definitely
whatever.
not.
You don't know where I live, whatever. And then I was tweeting about this last year because it was like pretty big, like with the pools. And then next, I'm on Facebook and stuff, and I just see everyone in New York City just have a pool on the sidewalk. It'll just be big pools. They're all like filled with fire hydrants. I'm like, no wonder
Kids
why.
playing.
No wonder why you idiots are getting holes.
Right.
This isn't my fault.
They're popping on the curb. It's
They're
like
on the sidewalk. It's not me. They're having a whole block party with it.
there was I was it you that posted the video? There was like maybe like a 15-foot intex under like some like construction staging area in like literally
What?
downtown New York, bro. There's like 20 kids having a pool party on like a main city street under like some staging area.
It
It was
was a different time last year. It was weird. They would just go crazy with the pools. Have it on. They'll block up like 20 parking spots. Don't care. Need a
right.
Pool
Just
with
got
a
to
fire
just
hydrant.
got to cool down.
Pool
Dude,
anywhere.
pools were incredible. That was like a super special loop and opportunity that I mean, it's tough to even think that something like that's going to be recreated because it
Yeah,
was such
ever.
a perfect storm,
Yeah.
high stock that there was a lot of them out there and they were selling for like 400% profit.
Yeah.
You were selling $150 pools for $600-700 like all day. You list it, gone. List
Yeah.
it, gone. No delay. It was incredible. That was special, man.
It's just like the parents trying to make their kids happy.
Yes.
And then they'll come to me for a discount. Like, oh, I'm trying to make my kid happy. I don't care.
Sorry, I'm not trying to make your kid happy. I'm just
Fuck
trying
them
to...
kids.
Right. Exactly.
Give me my money.
That's funny.
That's
It's
it.
true though, man. No, you put the work in to get them. I mean, forget it. That's
Yeah.
people made it absolute
A lot.
killing on pools.
There was like that one dude he had a warehouse just filled with pools, and he
Yeah, I
got on the
remember that.
news, and then it was just FedEx just coming in and out with like
Yeah.
50 orders, just shipping them out. It's insane.
That's crazy. It's cool, man. It's cool how how people in New York. I feel like everyone knows each other. Like in the resale community, I feel like you guys all relatively well. You're looking at me like it's not true.
Each other.
You see them
a lot.
around, yeah?
Yeah, but like there's like more newer people now because reselling's blown up recently.
That makes
So
sense.
it's a lot of newer people now, and then they try to be friends with you, but like you're not trying to talk to like a newer kid.
Yeah.
So it's like kids now. It's like
Yep.
all the older people are just phased away from in-store because they're adapting.
Yep.
They've realized stores aren't really the move anymore. Might as well just start botting or try to do slots or something like that. Just give your card to
To the slot runner.
yeah, and then
Yep.
just make money for that way.
That makes sense. So tell us a little bit about, because like I'm kind of asking on behalf of many other people. You don't have any like direct company affiliations, and what I mean by that is, you and I are, affiliated as friends, right? And of course, like, there's benefits to that friendship. And then same with, you're friends with several bot developers and whatnot, but you're not directly affiliated and or working and or owning any of these companies. So like in a very general sense, how did you come to establish a lot of these industry connections? And frankly, I know the answer to this because I think that we already told the story of how like you and I became friends. It was just like, you genuinely put your olive branch out, a while back. And yeah, so in general, how have you found yourself kind of at the forefront of the industry, someone that everyone knows, even though you don't own like a big bot company or anything?
For me and you, it was just luck that you responded back.
Oh, yeah,
I would have just said, this kid's an idiot, whatever. I'm keeping my loop because Net-a-Porter was big, so like,
right.
I don't know what. I mean, you were nice and gave your loop up.
Yeah.
But like now it's just like, I started off with just being like that, just being active in general, right? Just talking to like the mods, admins and stuff, because I was new.
Yeah.
And they've been there for like maybe months, years. So I was just there, and like it's the internet culture. Just be like funny or goofy, say stupid stuff, right? And then you just be friends with them. You don't have to always like ask questions. Oh, what's the SKU? What's the ID? How do I hit this? You just have like actual conversations with people in general, right? And then like once you start talking to them, they're like, oh, you seem like you're cool. You get started invited to the F&F stuff, and then you're in that group, and then you just start talking to people, and then you start like branching out. You meet more people, right?
Yep.
So I started with that. I was invited to a couple F&Fs, and then I just met all these like bigger people in it, and then we just talked every day,
Yeah, just genuinely become friends with them.
You don't have to like own something to be friends with people.
Of course.
It's like people are on their computer for maybe 12 hours a day, right? The business owners, you're probably on it.
Yep.
Sometimes people just want to have fun, relax, not talk about work.
Exactly.
Stuff.
And quite the opposite. I was gonna say. I feel like specifically with bot developers, they're getting like 24/7. It's just people simping, and being disingenuous with what they're saying. So like for someone to just be a friend to them, I'm sure they take very kindly to that. You know what I mean?
Like they'll notice like. Bot developers have egos. You're like, okay, everyone's simping to me. Why is this dude not simping to me, right?
Right.
And they'll like you can just talk to them. They'll notice if you're not simping to them, and then like they'll talk back to you, and then you'll have an actual conversation without like bringing up keys or like you can't just ask someone, hey, I like your bot. Can you give me a key or something? Right. That's just weird. Like that's just forcing a conversation with someone. So you just start talking to people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some groups need to hire like social skills mods and.
Social skill mod. Vince, you have anyone in mind for our group?
Yeah, Ace Love.
Okay, perfect. I think it's a good idea.
You just need like a Chad. You just need a Chad to just tell people how to talk to people.
A Chad channel just to help with conversations.
Exactly.
Conversation skills. It's funny though, man, but it's a simple answer. Just like you were just genuine to people. You got to know them over time, and you were, I don't know.
You can't rush a friendship.
No, definitely not. But also, I feel like there's something to be said as far as your like prevalence in the industry. Like you're funny. Like you're a funny dude. You have good takes on industry topics, and I think some of that comes from like your lack of affiliation. People know that you're not afraid to speak your mind on something. Like it maybe if there's something scummy going on, or like a scam going on in the industry, or something that you have a strong opinion on, that maybe others are afraid to speak up on, you'll just say it. And I think that people have a lot of respect for that, and they kind of look up to you for that.
I mean, if I come out as or call out someone for something, what's the worst that can happen to me? Not get their bot key?
Right.
Fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just buy it on a burner.
Exactly.
Don't care.
Yeah. The industry's crazy right now, man. What do you think about some of the just the growth in the industry as a whole over the last really the 1 year, 2 year mark just popped?
Well, it started out as when I first started, it was like more close community. Like no one really cared about business side. It was like more like helping your friends, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Now it's just all like a money. It's all just
everything's
about
optimized.
Literally money, right?
Yep.
So everything's like made for something right now.
Right.
So
like even ACO, it's just very
Yeah.
competitive in nature.
yeah,
you
before
know?
you used to run your friends for free, or you just toss your friends a couple of dollars or whatever.
Yep.
But now it's just strictly business. That's why it's pretty hard to get into it now.
It's like all products and all services have
Yeah.
a cost to them.
Yeah.
Any sort of service yeah, it's kind of interesting actually.
And like you need a lot of money to start now.
The
It's a lot of
Yeah.
money traps.
Yeah,
Barrier
a
to
lot of
entry
money
is
traps.
A
growing,
lot
yeah.
of money traps.
The term that I always use is like just it's just industry optimization. Like we saw this with sports cards, low key, any type of collectibles market, sneakers. Where if there's money to be made on some flip or hustle, or if there's money to be made on buying cards raw, submitting to PSA, sell for guaranteed profit. Like it's only a matter of time until that's fully dried up. Like people have dogpiled on that initiative enough to the point where it's completely optimized. You can't squeeze any more profit
Yeah.
out of it unless you're already like knee deep into an operation. So I feel like that is similar to where we're at in our industry. And what I mean by that is like, 2 years ago, you come in the market, buy some $25 ISPs, buy a decent Shopify bot for a few $100, and you're making, potentially $1,000 a release if you're paying, or more if you're paying attention on the big shoes, if you're like actually running properly. And that got optimized. People are like, wait a second, they ran the numbers. Okay, I can make X amount of profit, and they just kept dogpiling into the industry, driving the price up on the bots until where it's kind of a wash. Now to get a good Shopify bot, you're out thousands, and
The rich gets richer.
Yeah, thousands of dollars of proxies just to get started. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's definitely created barriers of entry for the industry, for newcomers that I don't that definitely didn't exist. Even like the TikTok resale generation.
Yeah.
It's blown up. Like, Young Rice on TikTok, obviously. Young Rice.
Because I followed Young Rice, I became a good reseller.
And that's how we started this podcast, because
Yeah.
we follow Young Rice too.
Yes,
So, no, but Young Rice is like one of the on the forefront for like resale TikTok. He's pretty entertaining. But those guys bring a lot of exposure to what we're doing. Yeah. What are your thoughts on just like the flood of younger resellers coming from TikTok?
Well, everyone wants to make money somehow.
Yep.
There's people, it's like all kids that just sit on Discord all day. Oh, I could just make money from running a bot, selling a shoe. It's quick money. It's like being unemployed and doing nothing, right?
Right.
And, like that's how like cook group mods come. Everyone just wants to make money somehow, right?
Yeah.
So they see like the TikTok algorithm. They see Young Rice making, they say $200 to like $400 just flipping a sneaker. You just buy and sell in and out. So everyone's like, oh, okay, this seems interesting. Right?
Yep.
They make that money, but they don't understand it's like there's deeper layers to making that 200 to 400.
Yes.
Right? There's like a learning curve to it. So like Young
Yep.
Rice makes it seem easy, but then once they really get in, it's like the floodgates are opened, and then they start slowly coming out, going back out, because like they realize it's harder than they really thought.
It's
it
more
was.
expensive
Yeah.
than they thought, probably.
Yeah.
Yep. What's some of your advice to, if like someone new entering the industry, like, because we're in a market now where bots, if you want the most competitive bot that you're seeing on Twitter, you might be out $5,000-$10,000, and let alone getting into like the correct group. Proxies can be one of the biggest hurdles to overcome nowadays, of course.
Well, if you're not rich, I would not do this.
Yeah.
It's just way too much money to start in, and then making it back. You're new. It's gonna be like a couple of months, maybe a year, till you're actually really, really profiting.
Yeah, and like
It's
established stuff's paid for.
There's so many. Like the learning curve is insanely high right now, so you have to learn a lot, right? Coming like a new person, like you're gonna have to learn what a proxy, like all these sites and stuff.
Yep.
Maybe if you're like into computers and stuff,
You know what I would do if I had to tell somebody that really wanted to do it? Well, if you want a bot, get Dash and literally just run for Yeezys.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then if you want to make some extra money, obviously you need a good group. Do manual flips on like concert tickets.
Yeah.
Or other low-key
GPUs
items that
on
you
Best
don't
Buy.
need a
Yeah.
bot for.
Right.
Because like Dash you can get, it's reasonable.
Yep.
You can run pretty cheap
Proxies.
Yep. And then like concert tickets and other things you can definitely find to do manual.
Right.
And there's no overhead to that other than whatever you're paying for the cook group's information.
I agree.
So that's if I had to enter right now or help somebody enter, that's my entry.
I think that's really wise advice, and just looking for any profitable flips that are possible manually.
Yeah,
like
manual
obviously we
flips.
know we're not going to waste our time manual on Foot Locker stuff like that, but a website like Best Buy with GPUs,
Yeah,
like,
you can try Best Buy.
Yep.
You could have bought the ceramic calls, made over $1,000 on those. That was manual. I had them sitting in my cart.
And then maybe try also as a newcomer look to get angles into ACO, like rather than getting Valor or stuff like that. Try to take your time in your groups, like making your money with manual success,
rush.
entering
Yeah.
sneakers,
Exactly.
running
You
Dash
can't
on
rush.
Easy Supply.
The main mistake with like everyone is they want to get rich fast.
Real
Fast.
quick.
Yeah.
I did that. I wasted probably $4,000 or $5,000
On bots,
Yeah.
you're just
In-
buying
in 2 months,
It's like
I was buying
shiny
everything.
bobber. It's like, oh, new bot hit, buy it. New bot hit, buy it.
Yeah.
Dude, I wasted over $1,500 in proxies. I didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Right.
I had like 600 DC proxies 2 years ago. I mean, in 2018. I didn't know
600.
what I was doing.
That's
I
funny.
had hundreds.
You're just buying them.
Just
Right.
now.
Everyone sees like all the bigger people hitting this, and they want to beat them.
Yes.
But they don't understand like it's like the smaller stuff, like Easy Supply. Anyone can hit it right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally.
You can buy 50 ISPs, good ISPs, and hit 15 mineral foam runners.
I would
I know
literally.
that because I did it.
I would be focusing
100.
so much if I was new to the industry right now. I would advise putting a huge focus on your cost of entry for anything. Like renting
Yeah.
Mech Premium for box logos this week
Exactly.
is an excellent
Great-
move.
great
Buy
move.
25 clean ISPs to run on your default list. Rent Mech
Local
Premium for
host,
$50.
yep.
Run it on your local host. You're gonna make more money than the dudes that are spending 10 grand to run foot sites just to get PV'd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's looking into ACO, trying to get to know people, find people that already have expensive bots and ACO
Yeah.
services.
Forget foot sites. Forget Shopify.
Right.
Unless it's a Shopify like calls or something where you can
Yes,
manual.
or Ammanir Jordan 3.
Exactly.
Yes. No, so I think it's not like it's too late to come into this market
not
for
too
a
late.
side hustle or to make money, but it's not like you can just bull rush in with a lack of information, drop a couple grand on bots and just start making tons of
It's
money
like-
like you were years ago.
It's
you
like
know?
that. You saw the article of the guy who like works for some tech magazine. He's like trying to bot a GPU.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he like said how he didn't hit. It's like, of course you didn't hit.
Right,
These
because there's a
guys
huge
do this
learning
all
curve.
all the time.
Exactly.
Like you're not just gonna it's like, oh, these scalpers.
Yeah.
Like, okay, well you try it.
That article was good. Yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
we rented a bot for the day to see if we could get a GPU, and they
like,
couldn't
no.
get anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. They get mad at you for being really good at that, but it's like, man, you're good at whatever else, and I don't hate you for being good at it. But
Right.
Yeah, it's interesting how they do that quickly.
It really is.
Shame you for it.
The industry's adapting. It's really growing. It's like at a rate I don't think that anyone could have predicted. It's amazing. But with that, with all the growth and headlines and new record highs and money being made and changing hands all the time, like there are some and also we're in a highly unregulated industry more or less. So there are some very scummy practices that will go under the radar or without much, no one really addressing them with much frequency, and like, industry scams, just like scummy behavior, stuff like that. I know it's something that I had wanted to talk about a little bit with you as well. It's something you've been vocal about also recently, such as I'll let you have the floor.
I mean, everything's a money trap now. It's how can I squeeze the most money out of everyone?
Right.
And they get away with it because everyone's just trying to get money fast.
Yeah.
They think, oh, if I buy into this, I can make a lot more back. And then, but they don't realize they're just buying into something and then buying into something in hopes to get that.
Right. In hopes to maybe, get a chance to get a chance to get a
Yeah,
chance to get a chance.
exactly.
Right.
So it's literally just like levels now. You just have to like climb up the ladder by paying 300, 200, whatever to go to the top.
Right.
It's just
One of the things to me, in my personal like feeling, that bothers me as being like a scummy practice is like basically like iron chaining people to renewal fees at risk of losing their license key. Like, and I'm not referencing any in particular company because frankly, it's happened with, you know, numerous companies, and it's a black eye on the industry. It's a pretty shitty thing to do to people, honestly. And it's like FOMO is the only reason people are paying renewals on some of these bots, is because they have FOMO of what if they add some module that just cleans up one day and then I let my key expire, you know? Yeah.
The owners don't care about it. Those renewals are keeping the lights on.
Right.
That bot. Can I say the bot? Can I say a bot's name, or is that?
Yeah, and I mean yeah.
Adept AIO.
Yeah.
Is
do they still collect renewals?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Adept Supreme has not worked in 2 years.
Yeah,
maybe on like the occasional drop, it works, but like they're still collecting renewals.
Oh wow.
On the hopes that AIO is coming. Adept AIO's like been in the works for like 2 years. I don't know the behind the scenes stuff, but like you can't just keep saying it's coming and then it never comes.
Right. Yeah.
And collect renewals on something that's dead. Right.
I thought that it was just Adept Supreme. I guess I didn't realize like Adept AIO.
Yeah. Supreme's out right now. I think Adept AIO hasn't came out yet.
But they're charging renewals even
Supreme.
though for the Supreme.
And people think, oh, AIO is coming soon.
So that's why I'm gonna renew it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's just literally FOMO. It's like,
yes.
Okay, I have this right now. Do I really risk the $30 a month, and then it becomes to like a 2K bot later?
Yeah.
So I'll just keep paying the 30, and then you keep paying the 30, you get out of 2K, and then find out later it wasn't really worth it.
Yeah.
And then it's just all those little renewal stuffs, like dead stuff, just charge renewals, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Right? People are just gonna keep buying it,
keep paying for it.
Yeah.
I do. I pay. I have a couple license keys that I probably shouldn't still be renewing, but I am, just like in hopes of those bots reviving. Yeah. I don't like that. It sucks, honestly.
And they're always like, don't count us out now. We're gonna be back with a bang. We're gonna come back with a bang. So like, if you're talking bad about us now, like you're not getting a key then. Like
don't forget the pay renewal.
Yeah.
you could shout out TKS for not doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for not because Kickstation, when you don't renew, your key doesn't expire, disappear. You just have to renew it in order to use it again.
Cyber doesn't have one. Splash Force doesn't do that either.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, those are like the old practices now. So like most people, those are like the older bots that had those practices before.
Shout out to Rush Team pause renewals.
Yeah.
I believe they did the right thing by pausing renewals in order to push their big updates and whatnot. So and when I say did the right thing, I mean like just my opinion, but those are my boys anyway. So
yeah, I mean, if you see people that are charging renewal on a dead product, you probably should get out of it.
Yeah.
Because they probably don't care about you. They're just trying to milk you for the money.
Valid.
Right?
I mean, that's a true.
And then if it comes back as a good thing, whatever, you got out of it, it's not a big deal. You can use that money into something else. And make it
you could have invested in like the new Yeezy Gap coat and then
lost.
In a few months, then you can sell that.
Dude, those Yeezy Gap coats, those things are awesome, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that those things are gonna be like hot and people are gonna want those.
I agree.
In 4 or 5 months.
Could be so wrong.
Yeah.
Everyone's wearing a blue coat.
Yeezy's dude. He's literally like
everyone
a guru.
Foam runners
He's a
are
guru.
ugly,
Look at him.
Dude, same with a lot of his
700s, and then I started wearing them because
most things that Kanye drops, they say are ugly at first, or when he first leaks pics, and then by the time they actually hit people's hands, bro, everyone wants it.
That blue jacket.
He's a visionary.
Yes, he is a visionary, bro. He really is ahead of his time. It's crazy. He's a fashion guru, like in the truest sense.
Influencer.
Dude, I think like in general, the industry's gone from, I used to say we were in like the beta bot era. I used to say that maybe like 6 months ago, 8 months ago. I called it the beta bot era, when it was just like, hey, new bot, hire a mediocre PR, buy a bypass, and boom, $3,000 on the aftermarket in a week. You know what I mean? And there was an era where bots just like came from nowhere. You never heard of them before, never heard of their team before, and then boom, all of a sudden it's all everyone's talking about for the next Jordan drop or whatever. People are paying $3,000. They're on Bot Broker. It's like, what the fuck? Come to find out, they're just like, you know, it's literally just a purchase bypass that once it gets clipped, there's no foundation there. So that beta bot era that we were in, it was a good business opportunity for some of the bots that did come out of that era that are still successful today. But I would say we're not really, we've kind of gotten out of that. We're like, if you're a new bot just trying to, because I think general consumers understand now that bypasses and some of these things are temporary. And if you're not buying from a team that's like, you know, like Prism, or a team that really seems to have a solid grasp and foundational understanding on these modules, then, you know, you're taking a huge risk by just bouncing around bypass bot to bypass bot.
Yeah, so like the foot sites was a big beta bot period. There's like cash bypasses coming out every day.
Yep.
So those are pretty cheap. So you could just hire a PR, a random developer off like Fiverr or Upwork, just hire him, implement the cash bypass, working a bot right there.
And then you get too many users and it get clipped.
Yeah,
right.
Until it gets clipped, and then dead product right there because there's no foundation. It was just built on a bypass.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you guys think also that, you know, those bots, I mean, every bot, cyber, whatever, they went up so much also because of all the new people coming into reselling?
Yeah.
I feel like right now, though, there's a downtrend in the people entering. I think leaving reselling.
Oh, yeah. There's a good amount. I do feel like there's a good amount of people are leaving.
I think bot
reselling.
prices will decrease, not rapidly or anything.
They've come down. I even saw
this
morning some of them were like Cyber's like 5,500. It was
Okay.
like $7,000 a couple weeks ago.
I just feel like the overall people are exiting just because they're not making money.
It's too hard.
Yeah.
It's very competitive
People
right
that
now.
entered
You
like
just have to be-
COVID,
Yep.
start of COVID, that whole rush that
Right.
we've seen.
Yeah.
I feel like we're seeing people leave.
Yep. No, I agree. I think it's competitive right now, and people that
Yeah.
are maybe that entered without a good grasp or understanding of what they were getting into, a lot of those people are liquidating. They're selling their bots. Yeah, I think what happens is you have like these TikTokers, because what happens is this, like, influencers make money by influencing, right? So Young Rice doesn't actually care if you go and end up buying cyber and trying to resell shoes. He wants you to consume his content, right? So they have incentive to make reselling look like a money jig, or, you know, just an easy money printer. Come in, buy bot, get shoe, make money easy. So influencers have major incentive to frame it like that's the world, that's the reality, but it's just not the case. So I think what happens is you have all these people come pouring in from TikTok buying, that one's a little too expensive, I'll buy Balco for $2,000, you know, driving price up. A lot of those people are like, this is hard as fuck, and they end up selling those bots. I think another thing that drove up bot prices is the, you know, bot flipping culture becoming big and prevalent over last year. But that can do like damage to a company's image too. Like if a product is shot up to a massive like $5-10 resale too fast, unjustifiably, just because of like a bot call or something like that, and then the foundation or the bypass gets clipped or whatever.
Expectations are way too high.
Exactly. The people buying it, the expectations are just way too high, and it can create a pretty toxic relationship between user and a service provider as well, I believe. It's crazy, man. It's just the industry is being optimized. It goes up and down as far as like the best things to resell. Whether
it's just meta changes. There's always a meta change. Like now it's easy supply. Before it was foot sites. Before PVs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shopify was the best one, right?
Yep. Even like some of the markets have been our economy's in an interesting place right now. Stuff's opening back up. People are spending like their luxury capital on other types of things, like not just collectibles like they were a year ago. So we've got interesting trends going on in a lot of our markets that I kind of wanted to talk about. One of them was just like sneakers in general right now. I had written down Dunks, because like Dunks are there's a lot of comparing and contrasting that can be done with dunks today versus dunks 1 year ago. But how, like, the sneaker market as a whole, do you feel that it's that there's a strength in people buying? Are people buying? Is the demand meeting the supply? From what you're feeling, are prices strong?
I don't think people are buying as much now. It's just because there's way too many. It's like oversaturated.
Yep.
There's obviously buyers and like the richer celebs, A-listers buying stuff up. Like, you have to be in that circle and stuff. But like, the normal person is not like selling to those people. So like, they're gonna go to StockX, and like, there's so many limited amount of buyers on like StockX.
Yep.
It's just all sellers. It's just flooded with sellers, and then you get an undercut war, and you go down 20 because there's not that buyer for that shoe at that moment.
Yep.
So they just go down until they find someone to buy it.
I think that has the same exact thing is true for sports cards right now, where there's a lot of people, there's a lot of sellers, but there's just not a lot of buyers right now. Mm-hmm. You know how there's like Dallas Sneaker Con like a few weeks back, about a month ago. There was also the Dallas Card Show that same weekend. I don't know if you knew that. It was like the biggest card show of the year, other than the National, which is coming up in a couple months in Chicago. And the common story, the common song that people were singing from that card show was that everyone's selling and looking to sell for the high, but no one's buying. And if anyone is buying, they're trying to get buy for under comps, under market value, so that they can just go and immediately sell it again, you know? And yeah, the market's getting a little bit softer as far as collectibles. We're needing to be, you know, even as far as retail acquisition, product acquisition, I'm finding that we are out of necessity needing to be more picky with what we're going after. You know what I mean? A year ago, you know, you remember Illusions.
Buy everything.
Yeah, Illusions basketball was selling for like 3x margin,
Yeah.
Chronicles 3x margin, but now it's you know, you got to be more picky. It's Prism NBA, like the correct products that have the correct cards in them are really what we're pursuing. But yeah, just an overall trend of softness in the market, and there was a couple specific instances that I had written down as well. So like Kobe Bryant's rookie card, you know, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, these are cards that should not be impacted by modern printing, modern print numbers, or anything like that. But we're seeing the same story. The same thing is true with those card prices as is for ultra modern. So Kobe Bryant's rookie card in February, it's about 4 months ago, sold for just about 10 grand was the market price for Kobe's rookie. As of today, it's like 2.8 thousand. So 2,800, almost a 75% decrease. That's Kobe Bryant. Right? Same with Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan, right?
It's a lot for cardboard.
Yeah. Oh, it's a lot for cardboard. You're right. But, you know, Michael Jordan, the GOAT, right? Arguably the reason this hobby exists in the first place is Michael Jordan, or as strong as it is today is because of Michael Jordan. So his rookie card, the most iconic Fleer card, right, in a PSA 9. Back in February, it was selling for it was 98. It was just about 100 grand. It was like 100 grand. As of today, it's 24,000.
Why did you choose the PSA 9?
Because there's more market data. There's really no market data for PSA 10 Jordans. Like, don't people
there's like
that
a few and they keep
they're
them.
in collections, like they're in vaults and stuff. You know what I mean? So you don't see PSA 10 sell that much.
Yeah, I was curious. It makes sense.
Market data is
few of
easier to
them.
grasp from the PSA 9 for sure. But
Dang.
yeah, that's the trend. So it's like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's really crazy, right? So you know that saying, a rising tide lifts all ships. It's kind of the same as true when you have some of these like the grails of the hobby decreasing like this, you know, correcting more or less.
It's a little surprising no one's like pretty quickly buying those up.
Buy the dip.
Well, the problem
Buy
is that
the
there's a
dip.
lot of dips right now, and I don't know if people
keeps
also
dipping.
it just keeps dipping. You know what I mean? Like,
It's crazy, though,
these
'cause-
cards, you know, started dropping. They peaked in February. The basketball card market as a whole is down about 30% in the last 90 days. So in the last 3 months. So it's on a trend, and I don't think that anyone wants to like catch a falling knife,
catch
right?
that knife, dude.
Right. Well,
Don't you
someone.
wanna catch it?
Of course I do. Someone's going to buy these Kobe rookies and Jordan rookies at the perfect time and make a killing. Of
Man.
course. But also you have crypto dipping simultaneously. So sports cards aren't the new investment of the day right now. So I think that people's expendable income, there's more places for them to put it. Maybe it's an NFT, maybe it's Ethereum on the dip, maybe it's the Jordan card on the dip. But there's just, or maybe their personal finances. You know what I mean? I think people are vacationing.
That
and
Jordan dip.
They made
is
a lot already
crazy.
from the stuff or from previous. It's like a cycle. It shoots up.
Yep.
Goes down, 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 and then once everyone's out of it, shoots right back
As
up.
with everything.
That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Markets are
it's
psychological.
called accumulation at
Yeah.
the bottom. Guys with the money, they accumulate.
Yeah.
And then it's too hard for them to keep it down because then retail gets in.
Right.
And it just blasts off.
Just skyrockets.
That's what we've seen happen with these cards.
And to be fair, sports car, like for anyone that that's hearing what I'm saying and is like nervous, don't be, because when you look at the charts of the last year, we're in still way better. Like the cards are in way better places than they were a year ago. However, the market's it's corrected and that's necessary and true for really any market that we want to
It's
have.
very necessary.
If you want long-term health,
you want these to correct like that.
If the Jordan rookie is going to be $1 million card in 2040, then corrections like this are 100% necessary. You
wanted to see them start getting bought up and it slowly go up, but
Yep, exactly.
that would be ideal.
It's more in the casual stage now, right?
The
casuals are a lot of casuals are in it now than actual like collectors and.
Well, I'd say it's actually that like the casual people have gotten out of sports cards.
They're leaving.
Yeah, so it's more collector based. Yeah.
But the casuals brought it up. Once the casuals start entering, it starts shooting up.
Yes.
And
The
now
retail will get out quickly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So they don't want to lose $300.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
But no, stuff's opening back up. People are spending money on vacation, so
Touching grass.
Yeah, people are touching grass. Which is good and necessary for all markets and economies. So, overall, like I said, I just feel a need to be more selective and wise with what we're targeting as far as products. It's not like it was a year ago where you list something, it just gets bid up for no reason and sells for 10 times what it sold for a week prior. Like that was unsustainable. That was unsustainable growth that we were seeing. Cool. Let's I have a few things written down for this week's leaks as well. Few upcoming shoes that we have pictures of that leaked that I think we could talk opinions. But Neeshat, do you have any shout outs you want to do, bro? I know for a fact that you do. Which is why I'm asking. So
Shout out.
dude, I know you have some people that you would
Always
want.
just shout out my friends like FNF World, Success Part 2, and shout out Sneaker Mommy.
Sneaker Mommy?
Sneaker
Okay.
Mommy,
Yeah.
dope.
No, a lot of love, man. Well, I'm happy you made it out, honestly. It's been a fun episode. We'll have to have you out again, too. But on this week's leak, so the first thing I had was the Travis Scott Jordan 6 Houston Oilers.
Yes,
Fire.
that
Those are
color
fire.
is insane.
Fire, dude. Powder blue.
They're fire,
are
but I have
amazing.
PTSD from Travis 6's.
Really? Why? Just whiffing, or what do you
No,
mean?
they went down.
Oh, yes, they did.
The first one was like,
Don't buy
So-
Travis's, they fake them all.
They do. Yeah,
They
there's
get
the.
faked and then
This is
Yeah.
true. Travis's are not a good hold because I
can't-
believe the replica
yeah.
market is so prevalent on
I
them.
was a part of that replica market.
For real? You were flipping reps?
Yeah.
Dude,
it was
don't
so
it-
easy. It was the ones.
Don't admit that.
Well, I don't care. It was
Alright.
a money jig.
Yeah.
It's Travis ones are hard to find.
Were you doing it on StockX?
Yeah,
No.
it's not my fault.
No,
Complaints
it's
of the
their
thing.
fault. No, but I
That's
heard, dude.
That's a crazy loop.
It's funny because I still remember when people were saying, they were like, bro, 70 out of 100 fake Travis Scotts are passing. I remember it being like, dude, if we just, I'm like, you can make a ton of money
Oh
doing
my
that.
gosh.
That's crazy, bro. They were passing at a really high rate. So
Travis sixes.
no, the original ones.
Oh, the one.
They were
The
passing
ones
at
were
like a
going
really
crazy,
high
yeah.
rate. Yep.
Why? Because the
fakes were
they
good.
just
They were
weren't-
very good.
Yep.
I made a
my
lot
gosh.
from the ones.
Some
A
dudes, that's awesome. That's kind of I
I'm
respect.
glad I
You
never
should've
bought
I
it.
respect your boldness on this topic
Yeah.
for sure. Next, so yeah, I think the Houston Oilers Sixers
those
are
are cool.
Yeah.
absolute fire.
Are they even gonna release though?
I
Or-
think
I
so.
don't know.
There's like
No, I
so
don't
many
know.
Travis shoes that got leaked and haven't released.
That's true, but I don't know, man. I feel like a lot of the Travis leaks recently have been pretty accurate. When we see the in-hand pictures, I think of like the British Khaki 6s, the Fragment 1s, the Fragment 1 lows. Like all those are real. They really exist, you know?
Has anyone ever seen a picture of those SBs? Like it was like the made to 5. It was like a raffle of just 5 of those.
Oh wait, was it the PS5?
Yeah,
the
PlayStations.
PS5?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that those even exist. They're probably like
It's
handmade.
gonna be like 200K, 300K probably.
Right? I have the other shoe I have written down was the Yeezy. It was the new foam runner. It was the knit foam runner.
Oh,
did you guys see those?
Are crazy.
They're kind of sick, dude.
So I liked them, but there's this like weird gap thing here. I'm
Wait,
like,
what do you
what
mean?
is that?
What is it?
There's like a notch here.
Oh,
in it.
okay.
It's like, just looks like it doesn't go all the way through maybe.
Okay.
But I thought it would look cool other than that.
Right. I think
Like
they're
it was
cool.
Cool and solid.
I didn't. I guess I didn't realize that.
Did you see what I'm talking about?
No.
There's like a weird
Yeah.
cut slit here. And you can like see through I don't know.
Yeah.
It just made it look weird to me.
What do you think about them?
I don't know. I don't like them.
No.
I stick to 350s, 700s, and
Yeah?
slides. Those are my things.
I need some 350s.
350s basic.
Yep.
I'm like stuck in 2017.
Yeah.
But
no.
they're like calm.
350s are solid.
Yeah.
For sure. I feel like the only thing with the knit foam runners is that they're kind of taking away from the part of the foam runner that everyone wants, which is like the look of it.
Yeah.
People, they don't, if you were wearing those, people wouldn't necessarily know it was the same thing as foam runners. Also, that maybe wouldn't be as good for like the beach or like just walking around a boardwalk or in some water, going fishing.
I'm interested to try the foam runners on the beach because all I can think about is sand getting in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know how
I've
that's
seen
gonna
pictures.
work.
I don't own any personally. I've just seen pictures of people wearing them, like
Yeah.
down by the river, like fishing and
Down
stuff
by
like
the
that. It's like,
river.
yeah. Chris
Down
Farley,
by
shout
the
out Chris
river.
Farley. But yeah, man, I think that those are actually going to be insanely profitable.
Oh,
The
yeah.
knit foam runners, they're
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
bro. By the time like
They'll
people,
probably be better
Yeah.
than the foam runner.
they probably will. People are clowning them a little bit now, but I think
Yeah.
that by the time they drop, bro, they're gonna. Do
Everyone
it.
just grows to like it, anyways.
That's easy, man.
Except the 380s.
He's a guru.
Yeah.
Except the 380s, but I think they fumbled that a little bit.
380s are just
Dude, remember that
ugly.
like awful colorway they did for like the second
It
release
was like
of the 380?
Brazil color.
It was like a
blue and
orange.
yellow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Blue
Oh
and
yeah.
orange.
Mist or
It was
something.
so bad. Oh,
There was
the
a few
Mist
bad
sucked.
names or a few bad
380s.
colorways in a
The
row.
only good one was like aliens because it was like
The Mist
first
Reflective was profitable.
One. Really?
If they had actual hype behind the silhouette with the aliens, you guys remember
Yeah.
that? Like, dude, if they translated that properly, then they could have maybe kept that silhouette a little bit more live. Okay, awesome.
Great.
That's about it for me, man.
Thanks, bro.
This was a fun one.
Good to
Thanks
have
for
you.
having me.
Yeah.
Of course, no, really
Glad to
happy you
be
came
here.
out. I genuinely would love to have you back out again sometime, and it's been cool to meet you in person, man. Known each other for 2-3 years at this point,
It's been
so
a long time.
heck
Right
yeah,
on.
awesome. Well,
Cool.
till next time, guys.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.